Mississippi. It's time for district baseball action. In a battle of Lamar County powerhouses, the Sumrall Bobcats against the Purvis Tornadoes. I'm Kelly Sander along with producer Brody Courtney. Richard Thompson back in the house tonight as well. Here we go again. These two teams played each other as part of the Adidas tournament, with the Bobcats losing to Purvis in that game. 6-4 was the final. Let's take a look first of all at the Purvis lineup as Drew Davis takes his warm-up tosses for the Bobcats. JoJo Parker pitching and leading off. He'll be followed by his brother Jacob Parker, the center fielder. Damon Putnam, the second baseman, bats third for Tony Farlow. Ethan Walker, the catcher, is in the cleanup spot. Austin Lawler, the right fielder, bats fifth. Batting sixth is the third baseman Cannon Turner. The DH, Hudson Walker, batting seventh, and he'll swing it for the shortstop Cade Lawler. Then rounding out the order for Purvis, who comes in with a 9-4 record, is Michael Breland, the first baseman, and then Desmond Bowler playing left field. We'll get to the Sumrall order in the bottom of the first inning, but the Bobcats on the web, brought to you by Diversified Forestry Management, Real South Hunting, American Graphics, Watts Brothers, Kids Campus Learning Center, Landry Lewis and Germany Architects, Alpha Insurance, the Spencer Nixon Agency, Windburn Lawn and Landscaping, Parkwright Striping and Seal Coating, and High and Tight Gentlemen's Club. Glad that you're with us on a chilly Tuesday night. Bunt is shown, and a push bunt down the third base line goes foul. Karen Thompson already on our text line tonight, checking in. Karen, you made a mistake because you made a green. You gave us a green heart along with the blue and yellow. Maybe it's because St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner. But you can always reach us at 601-310-7077. Check in, make sure that we know where you're watching from and who you might be cheering for. That pitch was high, 1-1. Showing bunt again and taking strike two. Karen Thompson cheering for Camden tonight. We got other texts coming in that we'll get to as the night goes on. The 1-2 pitch to the leadoff hitter is outside. From the 601, just a message that said, "Let's go Bobcats." So imagine we have some Tornado fans checking in tonight as well, and they're welcome to do that. 601-310-7077. That one's outside. 3-2 now. Defensively, the Bobcats have got the shift on here, as you can see. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on. There's a shot short right field, and the shift worked perfectly as Hicks was over there for Sumrall. Hawkins was over in the area as well. The only person left of the bag was Landon Holloman. So one up and one down, though Parker hit it crisply, and here is Jacob Parker. So I guess even though there were three guys over there, you rule that a 4-3 putout. And here's another lefty in Jacob Parker. So the Bobcats using a little shift work here. Here's a chopper towards second, fielded cleanly. Flips over to low throw, but dug out nicely by Carson Moon at first base. 2 up and 2 down for the Tornadoes. Game 2 of this series was originally scheduled for Friday night. Because of the weather forecast of 100% chance of rain on Friday. Boy, they must be pretty certain. I mean, when you call a 100% chance. So game 2 has been moved to Thursday night. Swung on, ground ball, up the hole, base hit. Holloman did a good job diving to his left, but could not glove it. And Putnam, the second baseman, is aboard with a 2-out single. So the Tornadoes swinging the bats early in the count, and here's the catcher, Ethan Walker. Jim and Glenda Cody are watching tonight, cheering for the Bobcats. They're in the 601 area code. Glad to have Jim and Glenda along. Everybody bundled up tonight. Breaking ball. First pitch strike is in there to Walker, the catcher. As you can expect, a bigger crowd than normal when these two teams get together. Everybody bundled up tonight. I saw some kerosene heaters ready to be implemented tonight. 0-1 pitch swung on, ground ball to Holloman. Should be an easy flip to second. It is, and that retires the side. So for the Purvis Tornadoes, no runs, one hit, no errors, one man left on base. So we go to the bottom of the first inning, no score. And let's take a look at the Sumrall batting order now. Bobcats coming into this game 10-2, one of those losses against this Purvis team. Barrett Brazil has been elevated to the number 1 spot tonight. He's the leadoff man. He's playing center field. Landon Holloman, the shortstop, batting second. Walker Long behind the plate and healthy again. He's batting third. He'll be followed by the left fielder, Cade Clinton. Landon Hawkins moves up a spot to the 5-hole. He's playing third base tonight, followed by the pitcher, Drew Davis, hitting for himself. Connor Walker, the DH, playing for the second baseman, or hitting in that spot for Hicks. He's batting seventh, and then rounding out the order for Sumrall is Carson Moon, the first baseman, and Hampton Baudouin, the right fielder. So again, for Sumrall, it's Brazil, Holloman, Long, Clinton, Hawkins, Davis, Walker, Moon, and Baudouin. So here we go. Bottom of the first inning. You can bet that the Bobcats want to avenge an earlier season loss to Purvis. And interesting that during spring break that they would have district contests actually scheduled, because lots of times people shouldn't necessarily, but will take vacations. Of course, if you're hardcore baseball players like these two teams have got, that's rarely a problem, I guess. But for some teams, it could be problematic. Again, Game 2 of this series will move to Purvis, but it will be on Thursday instead of Friday. So make plans accordingly. Want to make sure that they get it in so any rain on St. Patrick's Day would not interfere. I mean, what else would you be doing on St. Patrick's? Well, wait a minute. That's a bad question. I know a lot of people that'll be doing some things on St. Patrick's Day. Christy Martin checking in from Folsom, Louisiana. Good to have Christy with us again on our cell number, 601-310-7077. So the Bobcats get to work, and here's Barrett Brazil. First pitch to him is low, ball 1. A lot of lefties early in the lineup tonight for both teams. There's a strike at the knees. Raymond and Truvy McRaney have checked in. Ooh, man, they're enjoying a big pot of chili tonight on Lincoln Road in Hattiesburg. Boy, does that sound good, and would be just right on the money, as cold as it is today. There's strike 2. One and 2 to the leadoff hitter, Barrett Brazil. He'll be followed by Landon Holloman. Those two guys kind of switching it up tonight. Inside, tried to frame it, and the count goes 2-2. For the Tornadoes, defensively, it's Turner at third, Lawler at short. The second baseman is Putnam, and Breland at first base. The count fills now at 3-2. Left field, it's Desmond Bowler. In center field, Jacob Parker. And in right field, Austin Lawler. Payoff pitch to Brazil. Swung on, grounded to first. It'll be a flip, the 3-1 cover. And Brazil is out. Hit it hard. Good hard contact, but right at Michael Breland. Here's Holloman now. Holloman playing shortstop, but they had the shift on for JoJo Parker to lead off this game. First pitch to him is a breaking ball strike on the corner. Purvis against Sumrall, the battle of 589, whatever you want to call it. Two great baseball traditions. Numerous state championships between them. Here's the 0-1. That's off the mark. 1-1. Andy Davis Tony Farlow, Larry Knight. The list of coaches just goes on and on for both of these teams. Tried to hold up his swing, but went through 1 and 2 now. Holloman in a hole, Walker Long getting a bird's eye view in the on-deck circle. He's ready to go. You know, if the wind doesn't blow, it's pleasant. But when the wind decides to crank up, it's a little cool. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. So 2 away. And here's Walker Long now. And what's also troublesome about the wind is when it does crank up, it's blowing in, right in our faces here, which will make it tough for anybody to jump on one and get it out of here. So here's Long with bases empty and 2 out in the scheduled 7-inning contest. First pitch is a breaking ball strike. Mississippi State playing basketball tonight in the NCAA tournament. Should they beat Pitt, then the Bulldogs will get Iowa State in the next round of the NCAA. Southern Miss playing basketball in the NIT. Swung on. There's a drive into the gap in left center. That ball is down. That'll go all the way off the boards. Long rounding first base on his way to second. He is there with a 2-out double. Walker Long mashes one to the wall on a couple of bounces. He's there with 2 away, and he will be lifted for McNair, who will come in and run for him. And that'll bring up Cade Clinton. Two outs. You know, the way that these teams pitch, 1 run might go a long way. I don't know that it would be enough to win, but it would go a long way. Parker against the cleanup hitter for Sumrall. First pitch to Clinton is right where it's supposed to be, strike 1. The Purvis Tornadoes. 100 years ago, they were the Lamar County Aggies. Checks the runner, kicks and delivers the 0-1. Outside 1-1. Southern Miss at Southeastern Louisiana tonight. Southern Miss 10-5 overall. Southeastern Louisiana 9-5, but just took a series at Auburn this past weekend in the SEC. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. So McNair with 2 outs will be going on any type of contact. The Partios filling up out there. I don't know if one of the grills are firing up. I don't know if they would be cooking anything tonight, maybe just for the heat, huh? Parker peers in to get the signal from Ethan Walker. Now steps off of the pitching rubber. The Bobcats are scheduled this weekend to go up to Clark County, up in the Meridian area, to play Millry, Alabama in a tournament there. Swung on, line drive into right field, base hit. They'll cut it. The throw home is way off the mark. And heading down to second base is Cade Clinton with a 2-out RBI single, and the Bobcats lead it 1-0. So a hit and an error. And here's Landon Hawkins now. What was interesting to me, though, on the throw at the plate, the umpire was just standing there. He didn't really try to get out of the way, which puts you right in the line of fire. But the Bobcats draw first blood here in the bottom of the first inning. This is Hawkins now. The first pitch is outside, ball 1. Should he reach, then Drew Davis would come to bat. Boy, 1 run, that's big, especially early on. Stake your pitcher to a 1-0 lead. Swung on. There's a base hit in the middle. One hopper, fielded on one. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's a great throw. Boy, what a toss by Jacob Parker, his brother. JoJo's brother. So Clinton had to pull the parachute at third. But Hawkins delivers a single, so 3 consecutive hits for Sumrall. Has runners at the corners with 2 outs. Ann Williamson is watching tonight from Petal. Glad to have Ann with us from the 601 area code. And probably where you are, you don't need a blanket or anything like that. A little chilly here tonight. Here's Drew Davis now. Righty versus righty this matchup. Again, the Bobcats have come out swinging the sticks. First pitch, breaking ball, strike. And unlike most pitchers, Parker has been starting the Bobcat hitters off with benders. Normally you try to get ahead of that count by trying to blaze fastballs past them, but the Bobcats have been equal to that task. They have been barreling up fastballs. 1 run, 3 hits already for the Bobcats, and they're still batting in the bottom of the first. Scheduled for 7 innings. Spring break. I guess it's 2-week spring break now that they're on the air quotes year-round school schedule, right? The 0-1 pitch, runner fakes going, swing and a miss. So I guess Gulf Shores, Destin, those would be the famous or the most popular spring break locations. I guess Ucutta over by Waynesboro, not so much. 0-2 the count to Drew Davis. Runner going, Hawkins off of the rubber. Trying to get the run home now. We'll see how they play this. Here comes the throw home. It's going to be too late. And the run scores. Safe all the way around. Well executed by Sumrall. So not only did the run get home, but Hawkins winds up at second. And he's there in scoring position now with 2 outs. Boy, we'll see. That could be really costly for the Tornadoes, because you've got 2 strikes on the hitter. Breaking ball missed. Of course, you don't know what's going to happen, but I mean, if Davis happens to go down, you just let the runner have second base. And then you would force the hitter to come up with a hit. The 1-2 pitch. Outside. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Sumrall leads it 2-0. Looking to avenge that tournament loss against Purvis. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And see if you concede, just give that runner second. But the Bobcats executed it perfectly, beautifully, and converted a run. We've got one in the books. It's Sumrall 2, Purvis nothing. This is the home of Sumrall Bobcat baseball. Drew Davis getting back to work. But his mates have staked him 2 runs. And what a luxury. He will face Austin Lawler, Cannon Turner, and Hudson Walker here in the top of the second inning. Checking the scores from the NIT tonight, Southern Miss leading UAB 12-9. Early in that contest up at the Bartow Center in Birmingham. Swung on, that is a little looper, that is foul. Lawler got it over Carson Moon's head at first base, but it was tailing away and lands about 4 feet foul. So it's a long, loud strike, 0-1. Lawler, like Brazil, not hesitating to wear jersey number 13, which so many players tend to shy away from. The 0-1 pitch bounces up there. 1-1. In Cannon Turner, the third baseman, and Hudson Walker, the DH, on deck here in the top of the second. No wind to speak of. 325 down the left field line, 305 down the right field line. Swung on, chopper towards short. Holloman has to move to his right, throws it across his body, but it's right on target for out number 1. So Lawler's out on the 6-3 putout, and here's Cannon Turner. Boy, this infield for Sumrall, this artificial surface, is an infielder's dream because you get a true hop. And unless there's an English spin or something coming off of the bat, the baseball hops true and certainly helps you play better defense. That first pitch was high to Turner, hitting 6th in the order. Swung on and lifted foul out of play. Over here to our right. Purvis batting in the top of the second inning. Davis kicks and delivers the 1-1. There's a strike on the corner. 1-2. Drew Davis, just an 8th grader. Boy, what a future he's got. If high schools had NIL deals, that's outside. 2-2. That one at 85 miles an hour, according to the gun. The outfield for Sumrall defensively will tell it to you here in a minute. 2-2 pitch swung on, a little lazy looper out toward right and caught by Hicks, who went up in the air and fell backwards. He was already about 3 steps in the grass, so he was positioned well, but then retreated and timed his jump perfectly to rob Turner of a base hit. Good play by Hicks in right field, short right field, though he's playing second base. Here's Hudson Walker, the DH. We talked about the Sumrall outfield. Clinton is in left, Brazil is in center, and Baudouin is in right field. Want to know the count. Bases empty, 2 away. Low. 2-0 now to Walker, the DH, hitting for the shortstop, Cade Lawler. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for Sumrall. 0-1-1 for the Tornadoes. Swing and a miss. Drew Davis had very little to say prior to tonight's game. Definitely getting in a pitcher's frame of mind. A 2-1 pitch is high, 3-1. Michael Breland on deck for the purple and gold Tornadoes of Purvis. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Fouled again. Count fills now. So March Madness gets underway Thursday. Well, I guess it officially gets underway tonight with some of the play-in games, including Mississippi State. and Pitt. But we're playing some ball here tonight in Lamar County. The payoff pitch swung on. Here's a lazy pop fly, shallow center field, and Brazil waves everybody off and gloves it in center to finish the inning. So the Tornadoes go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We go to the bottom of the second inning. It's Sumrall 2, Purvis nothing. This is the home of Sumrall Bobcat baseball. Connor Walker leads it off for Sumrall. Actually, 7, 8, and 9, Walker, Moon, and Baudouin. Here in the bottom of the second, and they'll face JoJo Parker again. Parker got 2 ground outs to begin the first inning. Actually, a pitcher and a pitcher to first base or first base to pitcher ground out, and then a strikeout, but then 3 straight hits. A double by Long, a single by Clinton, and a single by Hawkins. And some excellent base running by the Bobcats generated another run, and that makes it 2-0. 2-0 pitch coming. Outside, 3-0 to the leadoff hitter, Connor Walker. With Carson Moon on deck. The 3-0, that one's there. 3-1 the count. You know, really, when it comes to the wind this season, we've been really lucky. The wind has not wreaked too much havoc. Swing and a miss. Parker challenged him with unbridled heat there, and Walker couldn't catch up to it. As you see, righty-lefty matchup. 3-2 pitch, swung on. Is able to cue ball that one off into the netting over here to our left. So it's not, if you know, when the wind isn't blowing, it's certainly comfortable. Again, the payoff pitch. Low and inside, ball 4. So Walker coaxes a walk out of Parker. And here's Carson Moon. Parker's problem in that series is he just fell behind Walker 3-0 and just almost managed his way out of it, but a good at bat by Connor Walker has him at first base. The pitch to Moon. Swing and a miss. Moon way out ahead of a bender. 0-1. And again, Parker has been leading off a lot of the Sumrall hitters with breaking stuff. They have been seeing the fastballs well. Hamp, Baudouin on deck. Sumrall looking to extend a 2-0 lead as they have the leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the second. The 0-1. Missed low. 1-1. Got some onlookers in left center field. The Partios out in right field. The executive lounge has some people looking on. Everybody's got the flannels and the blankets tonight. 1-1 pitch. There's a strike. 1-2. Purvis and Sumrall. And I know Columbia will have something to say about it, but these two teams may be the top two teams in the division. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. First base is occupied, so Moon is out on strikes. And that'll bring up Baudouin. Hampton Baudouin. Baudin. With Barrett Brazil, a lefty, on deck. Parker's first pitch to him is outside at 84 miles an hour. Playing him straight away. And with no wind, you normally would start there. There's a strike. And then make the adjustment based on where the wind is blowing. Runner at first, one out. Here in the bottom of the second inning. Parker kicks and delivers. It was inside. That most likely would have plunked him. That would have hit him. And I get the fact that you want to hit, but base runners help. There's one that's fouled out of play. Count evens up now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Favorite time of year for a lot of people when you get to take in baseball, you get to take in basketball. Southern Miss now trailing UAB by a point with about 6 minutes left to go. Swing and a miss. Baudouin down on strikes for the second out of the inning. And back to the top of the order in Brazil. Brazil hit it hard his first time up. Unfortunately, hit it right to Breland at first base, who flipped it to Parker, who was covering the bag. So runner at first, 2 away. We'll see how Parker and Brazil get together this time. The first pitch swung on. There's a shot into center field. A base hit with 2 away. So Walker advances to second. He reached on a walk. And here's Holloman, who struck out swinging his first time up. One of the most gifted defenders to ever play here, my opinion. But he is, and has been, just a terrific defender. First pitch, breaking ball high. The catcher, Ethan Walker, wants some fresh leather. So 2 outs, runners will be going on contact. Sumrall looking to add to a 2-run lead. Regular depth for the Purvis defense. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball, slow roller toward third. They'll throw to second for the force out, and that retires the side. It was a good effort by Brazil to get there, but the throw beat him by about a step. So we've completed 2 here in Sumrall tonight. It's still the Bobcats 2, the Tornadoes nothing. You're watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball on the Sumrall Athletics YouTube channel. So the baseball goes down to second base, and the Tornadoes will send up hitters 8, 9, and 1 to face Drew Davis. So with Davis going tonight, you would think he's been declared the ace of this staff, at least, or the donkey, whatever you want to call him, the number one guy to go in district play. And as an 8th grader, he is zinging it. And we talked about his future, and he faces the other number 8, the one for Purvis. First pitch, fly ball toward right center field. It is being tracked by Baudouin and moving to his right to glove it for out number 1. Good play. And that'll bring up Desmond Bowler, the left fielder. Again, when the wind is blowing, it's blowing in toward home plate tonight. It'll be difficult to get one out of here. First pitch to Bowler is a fastball, but it missed low. Came in at 83 miles an hour. Sumrall leading 2-0 here in the third. There's a strike. 1-1 now. To Bowler, the number 9 hitter for Tony Farlow. Breaking ball missed. Boy, Farlow has been around forever and a day. And he could, walk away and be good, but still enjoys working with the young men. 2-1 pitch is high, 3-1 to Bowler. And Davis now wants to grab a little bit of rosin. Again, the hands will have to be, you have to watch those hands tonight. They'll get a little bit chilly. Here's the 3-1. Too high. Ball 4. So a base runner for the Tornadoes and a walk to the number 9 hitter. And they go back up for JoJo Parker, and that JoJo Parker shift will be implemented again for Sumrall with, well, I take that back. Sumrall will not implement the shift here. They'll keep Hawkins at third base. So you see why Parker was trying to push that ball down third before when they had that shift on. First pitch to him, there's a shot into right field, base hit. And it almost got underneath the glove of Baudouin. But he rifles it back in. Parker's so strong. Runners at first and second now with 1 out. And here's Jacob Parker. So the runners are in a force situation. Tries to check the swing. Throw back to first base is a good throw, but everybody back in time. One and 0. Parker grounded out to Hicks his first time up. The 1-0. Strike. The 1-1. Breaking ball in there again. So Davis ahead of this hitter. 1-2. The number 3 man in the order for Purvis, Damon Putnam, is on deck, and he singled his first time up. Big out here. The 1-2 pitch. Bounces up there. Throw back to second base. And Bowler back in time. Boy, Walker Long has got permission to throw back to those bases, and the throws have been precise. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 on, 1 out. Here for the Tornadoes. Big pitch coming up, because if this one is off the mark, and gives Tony Farlow the option to put the runners in motion on 3 and 2. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, and that is lifted foul down the left field line, and that'll get out of play and almost planted in one of the windshields down there. I see they're clearing off the lot back here. Is extra parking? Is it added parking here at Larry Knight Field? No doubt for people just wanting to get a glimpse of Mike Peterson, the PA announcer. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fouled it, but caught it. And he's out on strikes. Big out for Davis. 2 away. It was foul tipped. But a good job by Walker Long to hang on to it. So here's Putnam. The runners will be going on contact now with 2 away here in the top of the 3rd. First pitch to him. Breaking ball, strike on the corner. Should Putnam reach, then Ethan Walker, the catcher, would come up to bat. These are the games that count now, the district games. These are what determine your seeds in the playoffs. And swing and a miss on another breaking ball. So you have kind of your pre-district season, your district season, and then your playoff season. So kind of 3 seasons in one. The 0-2, runners going, and that ball is put into the screen. Interesting that they were going on 0-2. So we'll see if the Tornadoes roll the dice again with 2 outs as they bat here in the 3rd. Bat bouncing off the shoulder of Putnam. And Davis alertly backs off the rubbers, seeing if the Tornado runners were going to tip their hands a little bit. And again, off the pitching plate. The 0-2 pitch. Outside, ball 1. Framed it well, did Walker Long. Well, I've been impressed with the season Walker Long has had so far. He's really grown into, first of all, he's about as big as a mountain. And the way he's handled the bat and his catching position have been exemplary. A ball and 2 strikes. Runners on 1st and 2nd for the Tornadoes. Again, they'll be off to the races on any ball put in play. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. He got him. He was looking for the heater, and he broke the spinner in there and caught him looking. So no runs on a hit. 2 men left for Purvis. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's Sumrall 2, Purvis nothing. This is the home of Sumrall Bobcat baseball. JoJo Parker back on the hill. He'll face Long, Clinton, and Hawkins for the Rawcats here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Sumrall, 0, 2, and 1 for Purvis. Again, thanks to High and Tight Gentlemen's Club for their sponsorship of the web stream here at Sumrall. Also, Parkwright Striping and Seal Coating, Winberg Lawn and Landscaping, and the Spencer Nixon Alpha Insurance Agency. If you are in the need for goods and services provided by these companies, we hope that you will patronize them and let them know that you appreciate them putting their money where their mouth is and bringing the Sumrall Bobcats to the World Wide Web. So Walker Long leads it off. He doubled and scored. Again, he has been so impressive. As he comes up to bat here. First pitch to him is chopper towards short, and it's into the hole. Left field, another hit for Walker Long. So for the second consecutive inning, Sumrall has its lead man aboard. Clinton singled his first time up and garnered an RBI. And again, McNair in to run for the catcher, Walker Long. Clinton has played some right field. He's played left field. He's actually even been behind the plate. So good utility player here for Sumrall. That pitch is low, ball one. Game 2 of this series, originally scheduled for Friday, and has been moved to Thursday. The weather forecast calls for 100% chance of rain. Those are pretty good odds. Parker checks the runner back over again. They're certainly aware of McNair's speed. They've seen him on the football field. Have the Tornadoes. Oh, Brad Hankins, the football coach at Purvis. Here's the 1-0. Strike at the knees. Brad Hankins, as we mentioned, the football coach at Purvis, used to be the baseball coach at Forest County AHS, where Larry Dolan has replanted himself as the head football coach in Brooklyn, and his son Kyle Dolan is the head baseball coach in Aggie land. There's a strike. Throw to second base is right on the money, but he dropped the ball. McNair was out. The throw was there. So he's in scoring position, but in a non-force situation. And Clinton behind the count 1-2. Boy, what a throw by Ethan Walker. The 1-2 pitch. He got him on a fastball right on the corner. Clinton not surprised by that. So a runner at second. And here's Landon Hawkins now. He singled up the middle his first time up. A single here would probably plate another run because McNair is as fast as they come. But Hawkins had a lightning bolt right up the middle his first time up. First pitch from Parker here is a strike. Britt gave him some off-speed stuff to take a look at first. Hawkins has been in that 6th spot most of the year, but has been moved up a notch here tonight. Parker looks in to get the signal. Again, we'll be keeping up to date on Southern Miss basketball, Southern Miss baseball. They are in Hammond tonight. The Eagles playing Southeastern Louisiana. Here's the 0-1. Another strike. So Hawkins has been fooled twice, guessed wrong. So now he's got to get to work. Protect the plate with an 0-2 count. One away. Clinton struck out looking. That was after the Walker Long single and McNair's steal of second. There's a shot right back up the middle. Backhanded. It'll An infield single. Second consecutive hit for Hawkins. Puts runners at the corners with one out, and here's Davis to be able to help his own cause. Really, you have to give Damon Putnam some credit there at second base. If he doesn't field that ball, it's into center, and McNair could have crawled home. So, though unlikely, Davis is up there, but the Tornadoes have a double play situation here with runners at the corners. How quickly, if at all, will he put Hawkins in motion? And that's what Parker wanted to try to see. Connor Walker on deck as Sumrall bats here in the bottom of the third inning. Fastball swing and a miss. Davis struck out swinging his first time up tonight. Andy Davis shouting words of encouragement from third base. Got the 2 or 3 Jackets on tonight. The 0-1 pitch. Got bat on the ball and tapped it foul. This might be a three-dog night, which is where that rock band from the 60s and 70s got their name. A three-dog night. You guys will have to Google them. They were really they were really good. Runners on the corners, one out. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He struck him out. Fastball. I think he was thinking off speed. 2 away with runners at the corners, and here's Connor Walker. Time is called, and the man himself, Tony Farlow, will come out of the dugout to talk to JoJo Parker. And Walker walked his last time up, but you've got a righty-lefty matchup here. So we'll see how they decide to play it. Both teams defensively have been playing each other pretty much up the middle, except for Sumrall playing his shift sometimes when JoJo Parker is up to bat. So Farlow has had his sermon on the mound, and he will go back to the dugout. McNair is at third. Hawkins is at first with 2 away. Connor Walker hitting for the second baseman, Tyson Hicks. Power versus power here. Parker kicks and delivers, swung on and fouled into Miss Shirley's yard. That does sound like a song. Yeah, or just Miss Shirley's Yard. It sounds like a Crosby, Stills, and Nash song from the 60s. Here's the 0-1. Took something off it and put it on the corner. Excellent placement and a good change of speed by Parker, and Walker's in a hole here, 0-2. So now with 2 strikes, the runners will be moving. We'll see if Hawkins tries to get to second base. There he goes. They're going to try to do the same thing they did before. But now they're going to try to pin him in there. Now the throw to third is not in time. But if you're Purvis, no harm, no foul. All right? You got runners on second and third. Again, well executed by Sumrall. So advantage Bobcats there, but advantage Tornadoes where Parker has an 0-2 count. And their pitch is inside. 1-2 to Connor Walker, hitting 7th in the order. 2-0. And one of the Sumrall runs that has come across, they manufactured by creative base running. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, there's a golf shot toward the infield. Should be an easy play at first. It is, and that retires the side. The Bobcats strand a couple of runners, but they do come up with a couple of hits. We've completed 3 here in northwest Lamar County. It's the Bobcats 2, the Tornadoes nothing. This is the home of Sumrall Bobcat baseball. So in the NIT tonight, Southern Miss trailing UAB 41-38 at half. The winner of that game would get the winner of Morehead State and Clemson. And you would have to think if the Eagles can pull that out in Birmingham tonight and Morehead were to pull the upset, that maybe the Eagles would get a home game. And the Lions and Eagles getting ready to play some baseball. Oh, they're already playing down in Hammond. So here we go. Top of the 4th inning, Ethan Walker, Austin Lawler, and Cannon Turner. Mississippi State leading Nichols 6-2 in college baseball. First pitch is low. As Drew Davis back to work. Walker reached on a fielder's choice, his only other at bat. The Bobcats have done a much better job of getting their leadoff man aboard. Purvis has yet to get their first man on base. Swinging and missing the 2-0 pitch. It's 2-1 now. Ethan Walker, Austin Lawler, Cannon Turner. Swung on. Here's a high. I mean, this is a rainmaker to right field. And finding it and picking it up is Baudouin in right field for out number 1. It was playable all the way, but sometimes the baseball is hit so high above the light line that players sometimes lose it after it gets out of the lights. And here's Lawler now, who grounded to short his first time up. So bases empty, 1 away. And a good job by Davis keeping the leadoff man from getting on base. It has not happened at all tonight. The 1-0 pitch. That's too high, 2-0. And Davis will go to the rosin bag. Lawler hitting 5th in the order for Tony Farlow. Swung on is a ground ball towards short. Holloman dives but can't get it. It's a clean base hit all the way. So Lawler delivers a 1-out single. And here's Cannon Turner, the third baseman, who was robbed by Tyson Hicks his first time up. Hicks was about 3 steps deep in right field and had to retreat another 2 or 3 to make a diving snag to rob Turner of a single. First pitch is outside, ball 1. They may have thought there that Lawler was going to be on the move. Purvis batting in the top of the 4th, a man on and a man out. The 1-0 pitch. It bounces up there, 2-0. So for the 3rd straight hitter, Drew Davis has dug a 2-0 hole, and here comes not only the coach, but the dad. Andy will talk it over. And our next webcast will be Thursday night at Purvis. You go, wait a minute, that game was supposed to be Friday. Yeah, it was. But it's been moved to Thursday, and Tyler Johnson scheduled to have the call for you Thursday night. Thank you for welcoming Tyler, making him feel at home. As between the two of us, we try to get you as much Sumrall action as we can here on the YouTube channel. Remarkably poised for as young as he is, Drew Davis. And certainly have had conversations at the house with Dad, so they know how to address each other. But Turner ahead in the count here, 2-0. So he probably is sitting fastball, got it, and missed it. 2-1 the count. Lawler on the move. That pitch is low. And Walker Long had trouble coming up with it. And Lawler is at second base now in a non-force situation. So anything hit to the right side, he'll be on the move. Anything hit towards second or first. The 3-1 pitch. Foul tip. So the count fills at 3-2. Tornado's trying to get the goose egg off the board. Davis trying to maintain his shutout, although the Bobcats will just take a win. Swung on and fouled out of play. Ding the back of the scoreboard on the football field. Hudson Walker, the DH, waiting his turn. Here's the 3-2 pitch again. High, ball 4. So runners on first and second with 1 out. But you got a double play situation set up here now. Hudson Walker flew to center field his first time up. Brazil actually came in to make that catch, but Brazil playing pretty deep in center. For the number 7 man on the order. Hitting for the shortstop, Cade Lawler. First pitch to him. Breaking ball, high, ball 1. Purvis batting in the 4th. We're scheduled for 7 tonight. The 1-0 pitch. There's a shot to third. Hawkins has got it. Steps on third, or did he miss it? Did he miss third base? Umpire says he got him on the force. But so Hawkins was probably going back for, umpire called him out on the force. And umpire has now called time. Hawkins was probably just going back for good measure, but you would think that he thought that he missed the force and was going back to make the play. So hold your tickets here if you've got it. They call him out on the force at third. So a fielder's choice is the second out. Of the inning. And that brings up Breland now with runners on first and second, who will be moving on contact now with 2 away. Breaking ball, high, ball 1. He's been missing up with the bender here this particular inning, but no harm, no foul. 2 away. Purvis batting in the 4th, trailing 2-0. Fastball lifted down the right field line, but foul and out of play. A ball and a strike to Michael Breland, the first baseman. Should he reach, then Desmond Bowler, the left fielder, would pick up a stick. In Sumrall's half of the 4th, they've got 8, 9, and 1 scheduled to appear. Bobcat defense now shaded toward right for Breland. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball and a beauty in there for strike two. That one was right there. So now advantage Davis with runners on first and second. The 1-2 pitch, runners going. Breaking ball, a late swing, and a miss. Down he goes on strikes, and so too the Tornadoes. No runs on one hit. They leave a couple of men. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's still Sumrall 2, Purvis nothing. Back in just a moment. This is the home of Sumrall Bobcat Baseball. Updating scores of other games of interest. Southern Miss leading Southeastern Louisiana 4-1 in the sixth inning. Down in Hammond, Billy Oldham was on the mound tonight for the Eagles. Basketball-wise, the Eagles were trailing by 3 at half, but now lead UAB by a point with about 17 minutes left to go in the ball game. So the plot thickens. And the Bobcats will send up Carson Moon, Hampton Baudouin, and Barrett Brazil. 9-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Moon struck out swinging his first time up. JoJo Parker and Drew Davis pitching well. You've got a half moon, you've got a sliver moon, you've got a crescent moon, and you've got a Carson moon. First pitch was high and inside. Parker working from the far side of the rubber. That one is low, 2-0. Again, the Bobcats have done a much better job at getting their leadoff men aboard than the Tornadoes have, and with some nifty base running, have put together an extra run. There's a strike. He may have been on the take. So 2-1 now. The pitch. Swung on, popped it up. But this might be on top of us here, and it gets out of play. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. JoJo Parker, the taller and thicker of the two Parker boys, both immensely talented. And he's got Carson Moon with a 2-2 count. Checked the swing and thought he had him, but it was called low, 3-2. Bobcats and Tornadoes will do it again Thursday night. Here's the 3-2. Was able to stay alive by fouling it off, and Ethan Walker could not secure it. And he just challenged him with pure power that time. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Sumrall, 0, 3, and 1 for Purvis. Swung on, there's a drive to left field, and it drops for a base hit. Nice job of hitting there by Carson Moon. He was equal to that fastball that time and roped it. And here's Baudouin. Baudouin struck out swinging his first time up. But with Sumrall with a 2-0 lead here, he might put the bunt down to get the runner over. We'll see. Because the way Drew Davis is pitching, again, 2 runs is good. 3 runs, Mr. Obvious, would be better. And if Baudouin has had trouble getting around on the fastball, this might be a perfect place to put the bunt down. Bunt is shown, and it's a beautiful bunt. Right back to the pitcher. Good team baseball. Sacrifice over to Carson Moon, over to second, the courtesy runner for Moon. And as they should be, all the Bobcat players out to congratulate Moon, or Baudouin rather, on the sacrifice bunt. So 1 away, runner at second, and here's Brazil, who's hit it hard both times. Outside, ball 1. Evans in the lineup now. Eli Lowe, rather, in left field for Purvis. And Brazil ahead in the count now 1-0. But again, Brazil has hit it sharply both times tonight. The 1-0. There's another floater into center. Parker coming in and makes the catch. A shoestring catch. That ball was plummeting, but he timed it perfectly and made the catch. Wow. Robbing Brazil. Oh, he did not? Said he trapped it. All right, I stand corrected. I thought he was signaling that the catch was made. It is a hit, so runners on first and second, but more importantly for Sumrall, only 1 out. And here's Holloman. Swung on, there's a shot towards short, into center field, rounding third, but all the runners will hold. It was a hit by Holloman, so the bases are loaded. And here is the man that you would want up with the bases loaded, Walker Long. Long has doubled and singled. He has scored a run. 1 out. Boy, you talk about a power versus power matchup here. Parker against Long. First pitch, fastball swing and a miss. Wow, we about air conditioned this place. Tonight you don't need the AC, as cold as it is, but man, he tried to put it in Lux. Parker from the near side of the rubber kicks again. Breaking ball, tried to drop it in there, but it was too high. 1-1. Cade Clinton waiting for his turn. Sumrall trying to extend a 2-0 lead. They've put 9 hits on the board tonight. Here's the 1-1. Took something off at a beautiful fastball, or check that, a beautiful spinner on the corner. 1-2. The only thing that could potentially hurt Sumrall here is the strikeout. And Walker Long, a terrific contact hitter. The 1-2 pitch. Outside. It was out. 2-2. The Tornadoes have only mustered 3 hits against Drew Davis. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Parker brings it to the plate, and it hit him in the middle of the back. That scores a run. Not exactly the way that Walker Long wanted to bring a run home. Bases still loaded. And Cade Clinton comes up now, and he's been feast or famine. He's singled and struck out. He scored the other run and has an RBI to his credit. Fastball, swing and a miss. 3-0 now, Sumrall. The Bobcats got 2 in the first. One more here in the fourth. The 0-1 pitch. Another fastball, but that was wide. A ball and a strike. McNair running over there at first for Walker Long, the catcher. Brazil at third. Holloman at second, breaking ball away. 2-1. Clinton, the cleanup hitter. With one out, a couple of well-placed hits, the Bobcats could break this open. Here's the 2-1. Fastball low, 3-1. The old adage, a walk is as good as a hit, but you know, if you're Cade Clinton, you want to swing. You want something to hit. See if he gets something to hit. The 3-1 pitch. There it is, swing and a miss. Parker has been pretty successful trying to match up power for power. But you got to pick your poison here because Hawkins is on deck and he is 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. I'll tell you what, Cade Clinton wasn't cheated, boy. He was swinging that bat, and I love to see it. Here's Hawkins now. Singled both times and then was stranded on base both times. Runners now will be moving on contact with 2 away. First pitch from Parker, breaking ball inside. Should Hawkins reach, then Drew Davis would come back up. Here's the 1-0. Took something off of it. Fooled Hawkins a little bit. 1-1. But the last time Hawkins was at bat, he was in a 2-strike hole and wound up delivering. One and one the count. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the fourth. Swing and a miss. 1-2. The fifth inning coming up for Purvis. They'll send up hitters 9, 1, and 2. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Parker. High and outside. It evens up now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Boy, oh boy, if you're Parker, you don't want to go 3-2 to Hawkins because then the carousel will start with the runners. And they'll get to take off once you commit to the plate. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Home plate is touched and that retires the side. The Bobcats leave them loaded, but they do come up with 1 run. And we've completed 4. It's Sumrall 3, Purvis nothing. Back with more in just a moment. Other businesses making the Bobcats available on the World Wide Web include Landry, Lewis, and Germany Architects. Kid Campus Learning Center, that's Kids Campus with K's in front of kids and in front of campus. Watts Brothers Implements, American Graphics, and a special thank you to Stan Wellborn. Real South Hunting, who's been with us for, 2 or 3 years now, and Diversified Forestry Management. So here's Desmond Bowler to face Drew Davis in the top of the 5th inning. First pitch is high, ball 1. And one of the reasons Davis has been so successful and still has that goose egg on the board is that he just has not allowed any lead runner or leadoff hitter for Purvis to be on base. Even though he has been in trouble a couple times, he's navigated his way through it. And again, he's 2-0 here on Bowler. When he's been 2-0 before, he's come back and gotten his man. Like there, 2-1. Bobcat defense has Bowler shaded toward right. The wind has never been a factor tonight. And really the cold hasn't either because the wind has died down a little bit. There's another fastball just challenging the number 9 hitter with fastballs. 2-2. Fastball again, and he struck him out. Bowler with the bat on the shoulder. That won't work. So 1 away. And again, he has denied the leadoff hitter residency at first base. And here's JoJo Parker now. Parker has grounded into the shift, and they're in that shift again. And has singled. You see the 3 Sumrall defenders to the right of second base and takes an off-speed strike. Even the outfielders are pulled way around. The 0-1 pitch, there's another strike on the inner part of the plate. And they're working him to the inside, which will make it even more difficult to go inside out and go to the left side of the infield. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball. Holloman's got it. He was right there at second base and flips over to first for out number 2. He tried to put it right up the middle, but the only guy that was there is the guy he hit it to. So here's Jacob Parker now, who has grounded to second and struck out. Base is empty, 2 outs. Drew Davis cruising in the 5th inning. 3-0 Sumrall. First pitch, check swing, but he went. He did. Strike 1. And they've got the shift on for him as well. Everybody but the booster club over there to the right of second base, swing and a miss. That also has a way of playing with your head a little bit. You know, when you see everybody over there. That's why you want to use the whole field as a hitter. The 0-2 pitch. Skips up there. Should he reach, then Damon Putnam, the second baseman, would get another shot at the 8th grader, Drew Davis. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that hit him. Did it? Perhaps not. I thought from my vantage point that it hit him. But apparently it didn't. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Here in the top of the 5th. The 2-2 pitch. High and inside. That fills it up at 3-2. Purvis had the most base runners that they've had last inning. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. And that does it. For the Tornadoes on the top of the 5th, they go in order. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Sumrall will send up Drew Davis, Connor Walker, and Carson Moon. That'll be the Sumrall offerings when we return in just a moment. Eli Lowe is on in relief for Purvis. JoJo Parker has gone to shortstop. And the Bobcats, as we mentioned, will send Drew Davis, Connor Walker, and Carson Moon to face Eli Lowe in the bottom of the fifth. Sumrall leading it 3-0, 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The Tornadoes only 3 hits. A single by Austin Lawler. A single by JoJo Parker. And a single by Damon Putnam. So all singles. That's all Davis has surrendered. Now here's Drew Davis looking to get on base. He's 0 for 2 tonight. As they bat here in the bottom of the fifth, trying to extend a 3-0 lead. This pitch is outside, ball 1. Don't forget, if you haven't texted us yet, please do. 601-310-7077. Like to know where you're watching the game from. 2-0 to the leadoff hitter. There's a strike. 2-1 now to Drew Davis. Swing and a miss, way out, ahead of an off-speed pitch that Lowe just pulled the string on. Playing Davis straight away. Davis hitting 6th in the order for Andy Davis. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Did not even need to throw to first base. So Davis is out, and here comes Connor Walker, the DH. Baseball obviously a team sport, but here you got Connor Walker who's swinging a pretty good bat, and Tyson Hicks not getting to hit, but Hicks playing terrific defense, and man, whatever it takes to win. There's a strike. And at this level, the guys certainly understand that. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball on the corner again. So 0-2 to Walker with Carson Moon waiting his turn. Base is empty, 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. That's out. All kinds of room down the third baseline. Cannon Turner, you can see how far over he's pulled. Here's the 1-2. Swung on. This one is lifted to left center field. Parker over to his right. He's there. The hat came off as he scooted over there, but he made the play. So 2 up and 2 down for the Raw Cats, and here comes Carson Moon now. Moon has struck out, singled, and scored. He's 1 for 2. Eli Lowe on in relief of JoJo Parker. First pitch, missed, ball 1. Hamp Baudouin on deck as Sumrall bats here in the bottom of the fifth. Inside 2-0 now to Carson Moon, the first baseman. The 2-0 pitch, that one is swung on and fouled out of play. Cross Sibley, who's having such a good year for Southern Miss, the former Sumrall left-hander. Every once in a while he'd get to play first base. Here's the 2-1, outside 3-1. And he would always lament the fact that he never got to hit. But I'd say, Cross, the way you pitch, you're doing as much, if not more. Don't let somebody else hit the ball. You just pitch like you've been pitching. The 3-1. Got that ball fouled. Coach Davis's parents, but more importantly, they said Drew Davis's Pawpaw and Mimi are watching in Smith County. Here's the 3-2 pitch. They'll have to clean this one up. Throw to first is in time. And Lowe makes easy work of the Bobcats as they go up and down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 5th inning. We go to the top of the 6th here in Sumrall tonight. It's the Bobcats 3, the Tornadoes nothing. Back with more in a moment. This is the home of Sumrall Bobcat baseball. So the Tornadoes come to bat in the top of the 6th inning with the meat of the order to face Drew Davis for the 3rd time. Putnam, Walker, and Lawler. The Bobcats put up 2 in the first, which allowed Davis to minimally kick back a little bit. First pitch is inside, ball 1 to Putnam, who has singled and struck out looking. Sumrall with 2 in the first, 1 in the 5th. That is a fastball right down position A for strike 1. A ball and a strike now to the leadoff hitter, Damon Putnam. Another breaking ball. There's a shot up the middle. The Tornadoes, for the first time, have their leadoff man on base. And it's here in the 6th. Both bullpens have been vacant. And here's Ethan Walker. He has reached on a fielder's choice and has flown to Baudouin in right field. So we'll see how Farlow and company decide to play it here with their cleanup hitter. You're not a cleanup hitter for nothing. You've got home run power. That pitch is outside. Bobcats trying to protect. The Tornadoes trying to get on the scoreboard, but running out of outs. The 1-0. Missed again. 2-0. And now Walker Long wants to talk it over. But again, just about every time tonight that Drew Davis has gotten into trouble, he's been able to come back and win the battle. Two and 0. Austin Lawler is on deck. He's got a 1-for-2 night. The 2-0. There's a strike. And again, Davis battles himself right back into the count. The bender's been a little bit inconsistent tonight, but he comes right back and blazes that fastball right in there. Remarkable poise for as young as he is. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and fouled out of play. So the count evens up at 2-2. And you have to think that though the Tornadoes beat the Bobcats as part of the Rex Adidas tournament. Purvis wound up winning the championship after beating Columbia. The Tornadoes have to be acutely aware that they're running out of outs. Purvis batting in the top of the 6th. Trailing 3-0, but the leadoff man is aboard with no outs. That's in the dirt. 3-2. So now, if you're Tony Farlow, Keaton Malden, the lefty, warming up in the Sumrall pen now. That's been the first time anybody has been in either pen, so they've scraped away the dust. 3-2 pitch, swung on, and that's a little looper into left field and a base hit. So the first 2 Tornadoes. Now again, it's the meat of the order, 3 and 4, but they've each come up with singles. Runners on first and second, nobody out. And here's Lawler. And here comes the skipper, Andy Davis. And you would think here that he's trying to buy some time for Malden out in the bullpen. And Malden is a lefty. But you got all righties here, and he's making the change now. He's going to the pen now. So the runners at first and second are Drew Davis's responsibility, but a pitching change here for Sumrall, and we'll have it for you in just a moment. This is the home of Sumrall Bobcat baseball. Keaton Malden to the hill when we return in a moment. So Keaton Malden, the senior lefty, comes up there and he'll face a parade of right-handers. But updating other action, Southern Miss leading Southeastern Louisiana now 8-1. Cross Sibley pitching for Southern Miss, former Sumrall Bobcat. But the Lions have only mustered 3 hits in that game. The basketball Eagles appear to be heading to defeat at UAB and would end their basketball season. Mississippi State waiting to play a little bit later tonight in a play-in game for the NCAA tournament. So Keaton Malden has terrific poise, but you know, the demeanor and disposition that Keaton has always had, nothing has really ruffled his feathers too much. So you got a guy with a good pitching disposition coming in a situation to where the Tornadoes have their first 2 men on. In a key situation here in the 6th inning with nobody out. And the number 5 man in the order, Austin Lawler, up. You'd think a bunt might be a possibility, but you're going to need more than 2 runs. Sumrall's got 3. Malden wanted to see if the runners might have been off there. The Clark boys are watching again from Northwest Rankin. They're watching their cousin Landon Holloman from the field tonight. Glad that you guys are here. First pitch is a strike. Give us a wave, you guys, if you can see us out there in right field. We're way up top. We're all looking for some hands. Don't see them yet. The 0-1 from Malden. That one was cue-balled into the screen, so Keaton Malden ahead in the count now, 0-2. Boy, a strikeout would be big. Cannon Turner, the third baseman, is on deck. He's got to hit Malden's pitch now on 0-2 and leaned over to try to push that ball out toward right field and fouled it off. Lawler did a good job in working the outer part of that plate and tried to go with it. Just didn't time it quite right, and the Bobcats already are playing him to go the other way anyway. 0-2 pitch. Swung on. There's a roller towards second. Only play is going to be at first base, and that play is made. And it essentially acts like a bunt in getting the runners over. So 1 out with runners on second and third. Some soft contact, but it does get the runners over, and here's Cannon Turner, who has lined out to second and has walked. Keaton Malden on in relief of Drew Davis. But the runners on base are Davis's responsibility. 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Sumrall. No runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Tornadoes. So the lefty Malden against the righty Turner. Again, Malden ahead in the count now, 0-2. The Tornadoes have been trying to work the right side. And a ground ball to the right side here would score a run. But again, they've got to have 3. Malden took a look at that baseball, didn't like it. You know, pitchers sometimes they'll like those baseballs that have the laces raised just a little bit. Sometimes they don't like those kind of baseballs. It's all about feel. The 0-2 pitch to Turner, way outside, 1-2. Sumrall will have hitters 9, 1, and 2 when the Bobcats come to bat in the bottom of the 6th. But they've got to squelch the noise here. 1-2 pitch, look out. This is a slow liner that drops into center field for a base hit. 1 run is in. Turner delivers a 1-out single, but because it was up in the air long enough, it kind of held the runners at bay. But it's an RBI single, and it's a 3-1 ball game. And runners at the corners for the designated hitter, Hudson Walker, another righty. For Keaton Malden, trying to avenge a tournament loss to the Tornadoes. First pitch over, or throw to first base, rather. Carson Moon over there at first base. Keaton Malden working to the number 7 man in the order here for Purvis. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Again, Malden unflappable. He's the kind of guy, focus-wise, that you want in there. The 0-1 pitch. Look out. There's a shot up the middle. Base hit. That'll plate another run. It's a 3-2 baseball game. So runners on first and second. Walker with an RBI. 4 hits in the inning for Sumrall. Tony Farlow out now doing some jockeying for his ball club. The tying run is at second base. Mixon is running now at first base. But 4 consecutive singles. Putnam, Walker, check that. There was a ground out in the middle there, but singles by Putnam, Walker, the ground out by Lawler, then singles by Turner and the other Walker. So 1 out, runners on first and second. And here's Breland, the first baseman. Swing and a miss. Perhaps had to have been a foul ball. Otherwise, the runners would have been off to the races, and that one hurt Walker Long. He might have to be walking off the winner of this year's Kentucky Derby, Charlie Horse, right? That always hurts. So Breland facing an 0-1 count. That's outside, 1-1. As we've talked about sometimes with left-handers, when they don't close that front shoulder enough, they have a tendency to drift to right-handers on the far side of the plate. The 1-1. Swing and a foul tip. 1-2. Boy, a strikeout would be big here. But the Tornadoes not only have a pulse, but a strong heartbeat here in the 6th. Swung on, that is slapped into left field. That is a base hit. Being waved around third. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is not in time. The Tornadoes have tied it up. Throw to second is not in time. They've got runners at second and third with 1 out, and it's a tie ball game. Five hits in the inning for the Tornadoes, and here's Desmond Bowler. Tie game. 1 out. The Bobcats will bring the infield in to try to cut down a runner at the plate on any ground ball. Bowler has walked and has struck out. And when the Tornadoes had only mustered 3 hits up to this inning, they have put up 5 hits in this frame. First pitch to Bowler is a strike on the corner. But the problem if you're Sumrall is you got Joe Parker up next. However, first base is open. Here's the 0-1. Outside, 1-1. You don't want to put the cart ahead of the horse, but here's the 1-1 pitch. Low, 2-1. Again, Bowler has walked. He wound up being stranded at second and struck out looking. He's ahead in the count here, 2-1. Tries to put a bunt down, a safety squeeze. Count now goes to 2-2. So advantage back to Malden. Bullpen for Sumrall, busy down there. Yeah, double-barreled righties down there. Here's the 2-2. Got a piece of a little ground ball. They'll have to bring it home. Late throw, and he is out at home. Umpire was in position to make the call. It looked like Moon was having a little bit of trouble digging the baseball out of his glove. So the run cut down at the plate. Bowler reaches on a fielder's choice. Breland advanced all the way to third, so you've got runners at the corners with Parker up. So here's Parker now. With runners at the corners, but Malden gets to face a lefty. The first pitch, strike right down the tube. Boy, the plot has thickened here. And the Purvis crowd is livid. Here's the 0-1. Strike two. Malden just challenging him with heaters. There goes the runner to second. But now you got first base open. And an 0-2 count. High and outside. Ball one. So Andy Davis pitching to Parker here with first base open. His pitcher's ahead in the count. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. How about that? Keaton Malden got Parker out on strikes, but the Tornadoes come up with 3, and they strand 2. What a game. We're going to the bottom of the 6th, tied at 3. This is the home of Sumrall Bobcat baseball. So the Bobcats will send up Baudouin, Brazil, and Holloman. Either team just needs 1. But what they wouldn't give for 1. So Baudouin leads it off here. And the first pitch is a strike from Eli Lowe, who's on in relief. But now the starting pitcher for both teams are off the hook here. It's in the hands of the bullpen now. So there's a foul, 0-2 now. Brazil waiting on deck as Sumrall bats here in the 6th. Breaking ball, there's a drive to left center field, but back there and making the catch. Good play in left field by Desmond Bowler. Thought it had a chance to begin with, but again, kind of some heavy air tonight and no wind. 1 out, and Barrett Brazil, who has grounded out but singled twice. So he is 2 for 3. First pitch is outside, ball 1. 3-3 baseball game. Turner in at the elbow at third to try to cut down a slap hit by Brazil, who's ahead in the count here 2-0. There's a spring in the step of the Tornadoes now. The 2-0. There's a strike. Landon Holloman on deck with the bases empty and one out. Low 3-1 to Brazil. Another ball, and Brazil, one of the fastest guys on the team, has been issued a free pass, and here comes Landon Holloman. Holloman singled his last time up to go along with a fielder's choice and a K. The Bobcats would love to get Brazil to second somehow, some way. Walker Long is on deck. That is a balk. And there's the way you do it. Rather unorthodox, but it is a balk, and Brazil is now at second with one out. I had just said, somehow get Brazil to second base. So here's Holloman now. First pitch is a fastball strike that dissected the plate. The man in the on-deck circle may be the man of the hour, Walker Long, and he has been swinging a hot bat. Pickoff play at second, but the runner back. Landon Holloman, who has been in the leadoff spot most of the season, but in the two-hole tonight. Here's the 0-1. Outside, 1-1. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the sixth inning. Calm seas, but then in the top of the sixth inning, they hit some heavy waves called the Purvis Tornadoes. That's outside. 2-1. Throw back to second, runner back again. They know how well Brazil runs. As we mentioned, a two-sport athlete, baseball and soccer. 2-1 the count to Holloman. Eli Lowe and Keaton Malden now are the pitchers of record. That's outside, 3-1. So as well as Drew Davis and JoJo Parker pitched, neither one of them will get the win, however this shakes out. The 3-1 strike on the corner. So the count is full. Big pitch here. Lowe checks the runner and comes to the plate. Ball 4, it's outside. So now first base is occupied, so if you ever thought about walking Walker Long, you can't do it now. He has doubled, singled, and been hit by a pitch. He's been on all 3 times. But he has not faced Eli Lowe. This ought to be fun. First pitch to him. Fastball low. Cade Clinton has been no bargain. Coach Cooley now coming over to talk to Andy Davis and to Walker Long. As time is called, the Tornadoes want to make sure that they've got all their T's crossed and I's dotted. Line score nearly identical, 3-9-0 for Sumrall, 3-8-1 for Purvis. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the 6th inning. We are tied at 3. But only one out here. The scales of justice tilted a little bit towards Sumrall here with a power hitter up with only one out. Long ahead in the count, 1-0. So he could be sitting on fastball. Time was called at the plate at the very last second. So here we go again. Eli Lowe, the second pitcher tonight, used by Purvis. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Looking for the heat. And he took something off of it. Just a tick off of it. Enough to throw Walker Long's timing off. Baudouin started the inning with a well-hit fly ball to left that was caught. Then a walk to Brazil and a walk to Holloman. The 1-1 pitch to Long. Breaking ball again. Strike 2. Well, you love when these teams get together. You don't have to be a fan of any level of baseball, high school, college, pros, just good baseball. Who's going to win this one? Who's going to win this matchup between Lowe and Long? The 1-2 pitch. Just missed. 2-2. They're trying to keep Brazil as close as they can to second base, but it really wouldn't matter. He's so fleet of foot that a base hit will score him. The 2-2. Checked his swing, but he did. He went. Long knew it, and he's down on strikes. So 2 away. And it'll be up to Clinton. But he has been in the flow tonight. He's got a single and an RBI and a run scored. One for 3 on the night. Runners will be moving now on contact. The first pitch to him is a strike. Fastball, inner half of the plate, right at the knees. And Clinton might have thought that he was getting a bender. The 0-1 pitch. Outside. JoJo Parker started the game for Purvis. And Lowe has come on in relief. 1-1 the count. Brazil will get a secondary lead. There he goes, and there's a perfect pitch on the corner. 1-2. Parker signaling his pitcher at shortstop how they want to handle the pickoff. 0-2 pitch is outside. Or check that 1-2 pitch. Now that evens it up at 2-2. Should Clinton reach, then Landon Hawkins would come up, and he's got 2 hits. So drama here in the bottom of the 6th inning in a tie ball game. Sumrall was cruising until it hit the rough waters in the top of the 6th. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So the Bobcats leave 2 stranded. We go to the 7th, all tied at 3. This is the home of Sumrall Bobcat baseball. So here we go, top of the 7th inning. It'll be hitters 2, 3, and 4 for Purvis. Parker, a lefty, and then you've got Putnam and Walker, both righties. Keaton Malden back on the mound here in the top of the 7th. First pitch, chopper to first. Look out, high off the glove, and safe at first base. Hand first slide by Parker. It was a sharply hit ball. It took kind of a hard hop on the first baseman, Moon. And by the time he could secure it, Malden was at the bag, but so was Parker. So a runner at first. And here's Damon Putnam, the number 3 man on the order. Do you bunt the number 3 man, or do you let him swing away? I'd rule it a hit. That was really, really a hard hit ball. There's a strike. Now to Putnam. Putnam has singled twice and struck out. Another one on the corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Tornadoes have the go-ahead run at first base with nobody out. And again, a throw over to first to keep that runner there. Ethan Walker, the catcher, is on deck. Sumrall had a couple of righties up in the pen, but this appears to be Malden's either way. Swing and a miss. He struck Putnam out. One away, and here's Ethan Walker. Southern misbeaten in basketball tonight by 28 points. So the season is over. No NIT title this year for the Eagles. The baseball team ahead of Southeastern Louisiana 8-1. Comfortably ahead in the Lions' bottom half of the 9th. Swung on, there's a shot into the corner. It's sharply hit. Rounding second on his way to third. Here comes the throw to third, and safe at third. Advancing to second on the throw is Walker, and the Tornadoes have runners at second and third with 1 out. One away. Parker, the center fielder, you got to give him a lot of credit. He was flying around second base, and if he was one step slower, he'd have been rung up at third because the throw was perfect. So here's Walker. Austin Lawler, the right fielder. The Bobcats have pulled the infield in. A ground ball, they'll try to cut down the run at the plate. First pitch. Breaking ball out, ball one. Purvis scored all three of its runs in the sixth inning. Sumrall scored two in the first, one in the fourth. The 1-0. Attempted the bunt, but missed it. So a ball and a strike. So the Tornadoes again have a decision to make. Moon thinks that they may try to bunt it again. He's in at first. They don't. It's fouled into the screen. Keaton Malden, the senior, on what's still a pretty young Sumrall team. The 1-2 pitch swung on and fouled out of play. A sac fly, a base hit, any of that would put Purvis ahead. Sumrall's half of the seventh, you've got the scheduled hitters of Hawkins, Davis, and Walker. The 1-2 pitch, outside, 2-2. Kind of drifted open with that front shoulder, causing that throwing arm to come down and missed outside. Lawler, the number 5 man in the order. 2-2 pitch. Just cue balled it off the end of the bat, staying alive. Now the Tornadoes have out-hit the Sumrall Bobcats, 10-9. Malden looks in and gets the sign from his catcher, Walker Long. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, there's a base hit into left. That's the price you pay for having the infield in. They'll move station to station, but the Tornadoes have grabbed a 4-3 lead. So Lawler battled and got the RBI. Nail biter indeed, as somebody just texted in on the text line. And here's Cannon Turner, the third baseman. Now the Bobcats will move back and maybe play for the double play to try to minimize the damage. Turner has lined out to second. He has walked and singled. First pitch is into the screen for a strike. These two teams will tee it up again on Thursday night in Purvis. The 0-1. A bunt. Here comes a play at the plate. No play at the plate. Everybody's safe. And it's 5-3 Tornadoes. When you have a left-handed pitcher in there and you bunt to that side of the infield, the left-handed pitcher has to field it and throw, completely turn around before making a throw. So it's an infield hit. An RBI. And here now is Hudson Walker. Four hits in the inning. There's a foul tip. 0-2 now. Should Walker reach, then Michael Breland would come up. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Runner moving to third, so there's 2 outs on the strikeout as Walker goes down. So runners at the corners. And it's Breland, the first baseman. The Tornadoes scored 3 in the 6th, 2 more here in the 7th. That pitch is away, ball 1. 5 runs, 12 hits, 1 error for Purvis, 3-9-0 for Sumrall. 1-0. Swung on. This one is down the right field line, but twisting foul. Gets into the executive lounge over there. The now coverless executive lounge and down the right field line. A ball and a strike. 2 outs. Runners on the corners for Purvis. Swung on. Ground ball to second base. Flips to second for the force, and that retires the side. But the Tornadoes come up with 2. And what will Tony Farlow do pitching-wise for the Tornadoes? We'll have it for you in just a moment. This is the home of Sumrall Bobcat baseball. Eli Lowe comes back again to try to secure the win for the Tornadoes, which would make it 2 in a row over Sumrall. It's not going to be easy. Hawkins is 2 for 3. And Leo Odom has picked up a bat, so he will hit for Davis. And then Connor Walker, the DH, is a left-handed batter. So here we go. The Bobcats need 2 to send this to extra innings. And Hawkins' first look at Eli Lowe. And the first pitch to him is a breaking ball strike on the corner. Well, you can't help but think that Lowe is some kind of pumped up now. That his mates have put up 5 runs in the last 2 innings. Another breaking ball. Here's a drive to left center field. Ball is well hit, but Parker is backtracking toward the wall and makes the catch. It looked like he might have overrun it for just a moment, but was able to backtrack and snag it for the first out. And here's Odom now. Bobcats down to their last 2 outs. These 2 teams will do it again Thursday night instead of Friday. Don't forget now that it will be Thursday. Rain in the forecast for Friday. Thus they have moved it to the day before. The first pitch to Odom. High and inside. A little chin music there for Odom. Nice welcome into the batter's box. Base is empty, 1 out. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball outside, 2-0 to Odom. If Odom can get on base, you're just 1 swing away from tying the game. The 2-0 pitch. There's a strike. Just laced up the heater and let it rip. Here's the 2-1. Lazy fly ball to center field, not deep. Parker measuring it, and he's got it for out number 2. Two away. The Bobcats down to their last out. Lowe would stand to get the win for the Tornadoes, but you've got the lefty-righty matchup here. Walker has walked, he has grounded to short, he has flown to center field. The first pitch, outside, ball 1. Moon is on deck, working toward the bottom part of the order here with bases empty and 2 away. There's a strike. Walker hitting for Tyson Hicks, who started at second base. Swung on, grounded to second. Fielded, thrown to first, in time, and the Tornadoes have done it again. 5 runs, 12 hits, 1 error for Purvis. 3 runs, 9 hits, no errors for Sumrall. The two teams will play again Thursday night in Sumrall, or in Purvis rather, as district play now has begun. Thanks to Diversified Forestry Management, Real South Hunting, American Graphics, Watts Brothers Implements, Kids Campus Learning Center, Landry Lewis Germany Architects, the Spencer Nixon Alpha Insurance Agency, Winburn Lawn and Landscaping, Parkwright Striping and Seal Coating, and High and Tight Gentlemen's Club. For executive producer Richard Thompson and on-site producer Brody Courtney, I'm Kelly Sanner. Thanks for joining us. The Tornadoes have beaten the Bobcats by a score of 5-3. The two teams will do it again Thursday night. And Tyler Johnson will have the call for you on that game Thursday night. From all of us to all of you, good night. You've been watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball